The echo chamber of silence. Imagine her, right now. She's across the room, or maybe just across the table. A universe separates you, contained within a few feet of empty air. You've said something you thought was clever, maybe even funny. You offered a piece of your day, a fragment of your world, hoping she would take it and build a bridge back to you. Instead, the silence that follows isn't just an absence of sound, it's a physical presence. It's heavy. It's a judgment. You can feel it pressing on your skin, the same way a deep-sea diver feels the weight of the ocean. This is the echo chamber where your words go to die. You ask yourself a question that has become a relentless, grinding mantra in the back of your mind: what did I do wrong? This question isn't just about this moment. It's a ghost that haunts every interaction, every shared meal, every night you lie next to her, staring at the ceiling, feeling the cold space between your bodies. This is the beginning of a profound misunderstanding, a chasm that widens not with arguments, but with the deafening quiet of unsaid things. You're searching for a sign, a clue, a single word that will unlock the puzzle of her affections, but all you find is this suffocating void. The psychology of this moment is brutal. Your brain, wired for connection, is registering this social silence as a primal threat, a form of ostracization. It triggers the same neural pathways as physical pain. You are, quite literally, hurting. You're trying to solve an emotional equation without any of the variables, believing the answer lies in a secret phrase she's withholding. This is the trap. You are looking for a key, but you don't even realize you are standing in front of the wrong door, a door that was never meant for you to open with a simple word. The myth of the magic phrase. You've been sold a lie. A dangerous, seductive lie. It's been whispered to you by movies, by locker room talk, by the internet's endless scroll of hollow advice. The lie is this: that a woman's desire is a locked treasure chest, and if you can just find the right key, the perfect sequence of words, the magical phrase, it will spring open, revealing its riches to you. You believe that when she truly wants you, she will say something specific. Maybe she'll say, "I've been thinking about you," in a low, breathy tone. Or perhaps, "I feel so safe when I'm with you." You collect these phantom phrases like lottery tickets, hoping one will be the winner. This belief reduces the magnificent, chaotic, and deeply personal landscape of female desire into a simplistic, transactional script. It's an insult to her intelligence and, more importantly, a catastrophic misdirection for your own. You're so busy listening for a sound that you've become deaf to the symphony. Attraction isn't a password. It's a climate. It's an atmosphere created over time, through 1,000 micro-interactions. It's in the way your habits align, or clash. It's in the resonance of your shared emotions, or the discord. Her desire for you isn't declared in a single, well-rehearsed line. It is revealed in the totality of her communication, a language spoken not just with her tongue, but with her eyes, her posture, the tilt of her head, the spaces she leaves between her words. You're waiting for a verbal confirmation, a clear yes, because you are terrified of the ambiguity of a genuine human connection. You want certainty in a realm that thrives on nuance. This obsession with a magic phrase is a symptom of your own fear, your own lack of confidence in your ability to navigate the beautiful, messy reality of relationships without a map. Decoding the language of the body. Stop listening. Start observing. Her body is speaking to you far more honestly than her mouth ever could. The real communication, the one that precedes all conscious thought, happens in the theater of her physicality. When you enter a room, does her posture change? A body that is open to you will literally open. Her shoulders will pull back, the front of her torso, the vulnerable, vital core, will be subtly oriented toward you. It's an ancient, primal signal that says, "I am not a threat, and I do not perceive you as one." Conversely, a body that is closed will create barriers. A crossed arm, a purse clutched to her chest, a slight turn away, these are not random gestures. They are sentences. They are paragraphs. They are entire chapters of a story she is telling you without making a sound. Watch her eyes. The cliché is that the eyes are the window to the soul, but it's more scientific than that. The pupils dilate in response to stimuli that are interesting or arousing. It's an involuntary response of the autonomic nervous system. When she looks at you, and you see that subtle expansion, that flash of darkness, her biology is betraying a flicker of interest that her conscious mind might not even have processed yet. This isn't about staring her down. It's about paying attention during the natural flow of conversation. Is her gaze steady, or does it dart away, seeking escape? Does she hold your eye for a fraction of a second longer than is socially required? These are the real signals. You've been so focused on analyzing her words for hidden meanings that you've missed the headlines being broadcast by her entire being. Her body is the truest litmus test of her emotional state, a raw, unfiltered data stream of her feelings toward you. Attraction is a force, like gravity. It changes the space between two objects. Now, think about proximity. Not just being near her, but the quality of that nearness. There is a palpable difference between two people sharing a space and two people being drawn together within that space. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she will subconsciously, and often consciously, find reasons to breach a certain bubble of personal space. She might accidentally brush her arm against yours as she passes. She might lean in closer than necessary to hear what you're saying in a loud room, her hair grazing your cheek. These are not accidents. They are experiments. She is testing the waters, sending out a sonar pulse to see how you react. Does he flinch? Does he lean in, too? Or does he remain oblivious? Every one of these small invasions of your personal space is a question. She is asking, is this okay? Do you feel this too? The air between you crackles with a specific energy. You can feel it. It's a low hum, a vibration that is both physical and emotional. This is the tangible evidence of chemistry. Conversely, think of the times you felt a woman actively maintaining her distance. You move a step closer, she subtly shifts a step away. You sit on a couch, and she chooses a chair across the room. This isn't about her being polite or shy. This is her building a fortress. She is using physical distance to enforce an emotional boundary. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. It's a fundamental part of communication that transcends language. The true indication of her desire isn't in what she says, but in where she is willing to stand. She is either orbiting you or drifting away into a different galaxy. The gift of unsolicited attention. Where does her attention go when it is free to wander? In a group setting, after she's finished talking to someone else, whose eyes does she seek out first? In a world of infinite distractions, her phone, the people around her, her own thoughts, her voluntary, unsolicited attention is the most valuable currency she can spend on you. When a woman is captivated, her focus will return to you, again and again, like a compass needle swinging north. It's not just about looking, it's about seeing. She'll notice the small things. She'll remember a story you told weeks ago and bring it up. She'll ask a follow-up question about a minor detail from your life, showing that her brain has allocated precious storage space to your personal narrative. This is a profound signal. It means you are not just a person she is talking to, you have become a subject she is studying. Her mind is actively engaged in the process of knowing you. Conversely, when there is no attraction, you will experience the glaze. You'll be in the middle of a story you think is fascinating, and you will see her attention drift. Her eyes will lose focus, her responses will become generic, oh, wow, that's crazy, and you can feel yourself fading from her reality. This isn't malice. It's her psyche's way of conserving energy. It has deemed you not a priority, and it is reallocating resources elsewhere. So, the question is not, what will she say, but what does she choose to notice? Her attention is a spotlight, and when she wants you, she will shine it on you, not because she has to, but because she can't help it. You have become the most interesting thing in the room. The mirror of emotion. Human beings are wired for empathy through a fascinating neurological mechanism, mirror neurons. These brain cells fire not only when we perform an action but also when we see someone else perform that same action. This system is the biological foundation of emotional connection. When a woman is truly connecting with you, her emotional state will begin to mirror yours. It's an unconscious dance of shared feelings. You laugh, and she laughs with you, not a polite titter, but a genuine, unrestrained laugh that comes from the belly. You express frustration about your day, and you see a corresponding furrow in her brow, a look of authentic concern. She is not just hearing your emotions, she is feeling them with you. This emotional mirroring is a powerful indicator of a deepening bond. It's her subconscious mind saying, "We are alike. Your world affects my world." This is the soil in which trust and intimacy grow. But what happens when this mirroring is absent? You tell a joke, and it is met with a forced, thin smile. You share a vulnerability, and her expression remains blank, impassive. This is more than just a lack of sympathy, it is a neurological disconnect. Her brain is not registering your emotional state as relevant to her own. It's a sign that an emotional wall is firmly in place. This lack of mirroring is a devastatingly honest form of communication. It tells you that, on a fundamental level, you are not on the same wavelength. You are broadcasting on a frequency she is not tuned into. This is where the pain of feeling unseen originates. It's not just a poetic concept, it's a biological reality. You are experiencing the absence of a connection that your very DNA craves. The journey to real attraction isn't about making her laugh, it's about reaching a state where your laughter becomes her laughter. The vulnerability investment. Trust is not built with grand gestures. It is built with small, consistent investments of vulnerability. Think of it like a bank account. Every time someone shares a piece of their authentic self, a fear, a dream, an insecurity, a past failure, they are making a deposit. When a woman begins to develop deep feelings for you, she will start making these deposits. She will move beyond the superficial topics of work, weather, and pop culture, and she will offer you a glimpse into her inner world. She might tell you about a childhood memory that shaped her, a conflict she's having with a family member, or a secret ambition she's never told anyone else. This is not casual conversation. This is a test. By offering you this delicate piece of her history, she is watching to see what you will do with it. Do you handle it with care? Do you listen without judgment? Do you reciprocate with a small vulnerability of your own? Or do you dismiss it, make a joke, or use it against her later? Her willingness to be vulnerable is a direct measure of her trust in your character. It's her way of saying, "I am considering letting you into the fortress. Here is a small key to a minor gate. I want to see if you are a friend or an invader. If you betray this trust, that gate will be sealed forever. If you honor it, she will offer you another, slightly more important key." This gradual unfolding is the true courtship. It has nothing to do with buying dinners and everything to do with creating a safe harbor for her soul. If she only ever talks to you about surface-level topics, it's not because she's boring, it's because you have not yet proven yourself worthy of the depths. The language of we. Pay close attention to her pronouns. It's a subtle shift, but it's one of the most significant indicators of a changing psychological landscape. In the beginning, conversations are typically structured around I and you. What are you doing this weekend? I went to this great restaurant. This is the language of two separate individuals. But as attraction and connection deepen, a new word will begin to emerge, we. It will start tentatively. We should go to that restaurant sometime. Or, we seem to have the same taste in movies. This is not just a grammatical shortcut. It is a cognitive leap. In her mind, she has begun to mentally group you and her together. She is creating a conceptual unit, a team. This is the first step toward building a shared identity. The emergence of "we" signifies that she is no longer just thinking about her own future plans and preferences, but is actively considering a future, however small, that includes you. It means she is starting to envision a shared timeline. When you hear this shift, you are witnessing the birth of a potential relationship in her mind. Conversely, if your interactions remain perpetually stuck in the I/you phase, even after weeks or months, it is a powerful sign of a static, platonic boundary. She sees you as a separate entity, a friendly other, but not as a potential partner. She isn't building a "we" with you because her thinking has not made that space. It's a linguistic footprint that reveals the exact location of her emotional and psychological stance toward you. The bridge from "you and I" to "we" is the most important one you will ever cross in the development of a real connection. The time traveler's invitation. Desire is not just about the present moment, it is also about the future. A woman who is genuinely drawn to you will begin to time travel in your conversations. She will start planting seeds in the future, inviting you to be a part of it. This goes beyond a simple "we should do this sometime." It becomes more specific, more tangible. She'll say, "There's a concert in 2 months that you would love. We should get tickets." Or, "Next summer, when the weather is good, we have to hike that trail you were talking about." These are not just casual suggestions, they are invitations to share a future timeline. She is actively creating and holding space for you in her future. She is mentally and verbally building a world where you continue to exist in her life. This is a profound act of emotional investment. She is betting on your continued presence. On the other hand, a woman who is not interested will keep all conversations firmly rooted in the present or the past. The future is a locked door. Any attempts to make future plans will be met with vagueness and non-committal answers. "Yeah, maybe," or "we'll see," are the polite dismissals of a shared future. She is not creating space for you because she does not envision you being there. This temporal framing is a powerful diagnostic tool. Is she building future memories with you in her imagination, or is she keeping you cordoned off in the here and now? The woman who wants you doesn't just give you her present, she offers you a piece of her future. It's the clearest sign that she sees you not as a temporary distraction, but as a potential destination. The protector instinct. Within the complex psychology of attraction, there's a powerful and often overlooked dynamic, the protective instinct. When a woman truly cares for you and feels a deep connection, this instinct can manifest in a surprising way. She will become protective of you. This isn't about physical defense, it's about social and emotional defense. In a group conversation, if someone makes a dismissive or sarcastic comment at your expense, she will be the first one to subtly, or not so subtly, come to your aid. She might say, "I actually think what he was saying is really interesting," or she will immediately change the subject to something that highlights one of your strengths. She will defend your reputation, even when you're not there. If she hears someone speaking ill of you, she will feel a personal sting, a sense of injustice. She will become a guardian of your public image and your emotional well-being. This is a profound shift. She is no longer just an individual interacting with another individual. She has emotionally enlisted in your corner. Her ego has become partially intertwined with yours. Your successes feel, in a small way, like her successes, and your defeats feel like her defeats. This is the bedrock of a true partnership, whether in marriage or a deep relationship. It's the ultimate signal that she's on your team. If you notice this behavior, this subtle, fierce loyalty, you are witnessing one of the most potent and honest expressions of deep affection. She is no longer just attracted to you, she is invested in you. The pain of misalignment, the spouse scenario. Now, let's elevate the stakes. Let's talk about the unique and agonizing pain that occurs within a long-term relationship or a marriage. The principles are the same, but the consequences are seismic. You live with this person. You share a home, a history, perhaps children. Yet the silence, the lack of mirroring, the absence of "we" has become a permanent resident in your house. The problem is no longer about decoding initial attraction, it's about understanding the slow, creeping death of it. You might be doing everything right. You provide, you are present, you try to communicate. But you are speaking a language she no longer understands, or perhaps never did. This is the agony of misalignment. Your core habits, your fundamental ways of thinking, your emotional needs have diverged so completely that you are like two different species trying to coexist. The pain here is 1,000 times more acute, because it's layered with shared memories and legal bonds. You're not just confused, you are trapped. You are watching the trust you built over years evaporate like morning mist. The emotional cheating often begins here, in this desert of connection. It's not about a desire for another person's body, it's about a desperate thirst for someone who will mirror their emotions, who will invest vulnerability, who will speak the language of we. The other person isn't the cause of the problem, they are a symptom of a pre-existing condition. Your spouse's desire, if it is to be rekindled, cannot be summoned by a magic phrase. It requires a brutal, honest assessment of this fundamental misalignment. Are you willing to change your core habits? Is she? This is no longer a game of attraction, it's a battle for the soul of the relationship. The specter of adultery, a hunger for witness. When a relationship decays to this point, the specter of adultery looms. But you must understand what this specter truly represents. For many, cheating is not primarily a lustful act. It is a desperate act of communication. It is a scream in a soundproof room. When a person, man or woman, feels completely unseen and unheard by their spouse, they develop a ravenous hunger to be witnessed. They crave someone to see them not as a role, a husband, a wife, a provider, a caregiver, but as the individual they are, with their own thoughts, dreams, and pains. The affair, the emotional cheating, becomes a search for a mirror. Do you see me? Do you hear me? Do you feel what I feel? These are the questions being asked of the third party. The magic phrases they exchange are not about sex, they are about validation. You understand me so well. I can be myself with you. You really see me. These are the words that the cheating spouse is starving to hear. The adultery is a tragic and destructive attempt to get the emotional needs met that are being starved at home. This doesn't excuse the betrayal, which shatters trust and often leads to divorce. But to understand it, you must look past the act itself and see the profound emotional deficit that fueled it. The person who is cheating is often trying to feel alive again. They are seeking a reflection of themselves in another's eyes because the mirror at home has been cracked for years. The ultimate tragedy is that they are seeking outside the relationship what could have, and should have, been cultivated within it. The path to preventing this, or healing from it, is not through suspicion and control, but through a radical commitment to becoming that witness for your partner. The confidence paradox, the turn inward. Here is the central paradox you must confront. All this time, you have been looking outward. You have been studying her, analyzing her, trying to decode her signals. Your confidence, your sense of self-worth, has become entirely dependent on her reaction. If she smiles, you feel worthy. If she is silent, you feel worthless. This is a recipe for perpetual misery. You have made her the gatekeeper of your happiness. True, magnetic confidence is not born from external validation. It is forged internally. It is the profound, unshakable knowledge of your own value, independent of anyone's opinion. The journey to becoming a man that women are uncontrollably drawn to is not an outward journey of learning techniques. It is an inward journey of self-excavation. You must stop asking, "What does she want?" and start asking, with brutal honesty, "Who am I? What do I truly want? What are my non-negotiable values? What is my purpose?" This is the hard work. This is the work that most people will do anything to avoid. They would rather read 1,000 articles on how to get the girl, than spend 1 hour in silent contemplation of their own soul. The irony is that the moment you stop needing her validation, you become infinitely more attractive. Confidence is not a loud, arrogant performance. It is a quiet, internal certainty. It's a centeredness, a gravitational pull. Women, and people in general, are drawn to those who have their own source of power, who are not emotional vampires seeking a fix of validation. The ultimate secret is to stop chasing and start building. Build yourself. From observer to architect, reclaiming your reality. You have been a passive observer of your own life. You've been watching her, waiting for her cues, reacting to her behavior. You have been a ship without a rudder, blown about by the winds of her approval or disapproval. Now, it is time to stop being an observer and become the architect. You are the architect of your own emotional state. You are the architect of your social life. You are the architect of your purpose. This means taking 100% responsibility for your own happiness and fulfillment. Does she not want to go to that concert with you? Go by yourself, or with friends who share your passion. Does she not mirror your emotions? Find a brotherhood, a community, a therapist, where you can be seen and heard. This is not about abandoning your relationship, it's about making it so that your relationship is not your only source of life. A healthy relationship is a union of two complete individuals, not two half individuals trying to make a whole. When you build a life that is rich, meaningful, and exciting to you, you fundamentally change the dynamic of attraction. You are no longer the needy supplicant. You are the man with a vibrant world, and you are extending an invitation for her to join it. She is free to accept or decline, but your world will continue to spin, your sun will continue to burn, regardless of her choice. This is the essence of non-neediness. It is the most powerful and authentic form of attraction there is. She will feel this shift. She will sense that your center of gravity has moved from her to you. This will either draw her in, out of a newfound respect and curiosity, or it will repel her, which is also a gift. It is the gift of clarity. The language you were meant to hear. Let's return to the original premise. The title of this entire exploration: if a woman wants to sleep with you, she'll say this. We have journeyed through body language, emotional mirroring, vulnerability, and the devastating landscapes of failed marriages. We have seen that the answer is not a simple phrase. But there is a language. And it is not the language she speaks to you. It is the language you speak to yourself. The most important words are not the ones she will say, but the ones you must learn to live by. They are words like purpose, integrity, discipline, resilience, self-respect. These are not just abstract concepts. They are actions. They are habits. They are the daily choices you make when no one is watching. Purpose is getting up in the morning to work on something that matters to you, even when you're tired. Integrity is keeping your word, especially to yourself. Discipline is doing the hard thing not because you feel like it, but because you know it's right. This is the language of inner strength. When you become fluent in this language, you begin to emit a different frequency. You change the very energy you bring into a room. This is the communication that precedes all communication. It's a nonverbal broadcast of your character. A woman's desire for you is a response to this broadcast. She doesn't decide to want you. She discovers that she does. She finds herself drawn to the man you have built yourself to be. The great filter: attraction as a side effect. Embrace this truth: attraction is not the goal. It is a side effect. It is the natural, inevitable consequence of a life well lived. When you make attraction your primary objective, you become a performer. You're constantly adjusting your mask, changing your script, trying to be the person you think she wants you to be. This is exhausting, and it is transparently inauthentic. Women, with their highly evolved social and emotional intelligence, can detect this need for approval from a mile away. It registers as weakness. It registers as a void. Now, imagine a different way of being. Imagine focusing your life's energy on becoming a man of substance. You cultivate a fascinating hobby. You master a difficult skill. You build a business. You commit to your physical health. You read books that challenge your thinking. You travel to places that expand your perspective. You do these things not to impress anyone, but for the sheer joy of a life fully engaged. You become a man with a deep and interesting inner world. Your conversations are no longer a performance, they are a genuine sharing of a life you find exciting. You are not trying to prove your value, you are simply living it. This is the great filter. This way of life will naturally and effortlessly filter out women who are not aligned with your values, your depth, or your ambition. And it will act as an irresistible magnet for those who are. You won't have to try to attract them. Your very existence will be an act of attraction. She will want to be a part of your world because it is a world worth being a part of. Redefining rejection, the gift of data. You will face rejection. It is an unavoidable part of the human experience. But you must radically redefine what rejection means to you. It is not a judgment of your worth. It is not a verdict on your character. Rejection is simply data. It is information. When a woman is not interested in you, she is not saying, "You are not good enough." She is saying, "We are not a match." She is revealing a fundamental incompatibility in your energies, your values, or your life paths. And this is a gift. It is a gift of clarity and a gift of time. It saves you weeks, months, or even years of trying to force a connection that was never meant to be. It frees you to move on and find a connection that is aligned. A man with true, internal confidence does not fear rejection. He welcomes it. He understands that every no from the wrong person brings him one step closer to a yes from the right person. He sees dating and relationships not as a pass/fail test, but as a process of discovery. He is not trying to convince anyone to like him. He is trying to discover who likes him for who he authentically is. This shift in mindset is a superpower. It makes you immune to the emotional devastation that rejection causes for most people. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, you are a scientist conducting experiments, gathering data, and refining your search. Rejection is not failure. It is a successful test that has yielded a clear result, not a match. Proceed to the next experiment. The final stage, from wanting her to wanting the truth. The journey has been long. You started in a place of confusion and frustration, wanting to know the secret words that would make a woman desire you. You were looking for a shortcut, a hack. You were driven by a want for her. But through this process of turning inward, of building your own world, of redefining rejection, a profound transformation occurs. Your primary desire shifts. You move from wanting her to wanting the truth. The truth of who you are. The truth of who she is. And the truth of whether or not your truths align. This is liberation. When you want the truth more than you want a specific outcome, you become fearless. You can have the difficult conversation with your spouse, not to win, but to uncover the truth of your marriage. You can approach a new woman, not to get her, but to discover the truth of your compatibility. You are no longer afraid of what you might find. If the truth is that she is not interested, you want to know that. If the truth is that your marriage is over, you want to know that. Because living a lie, even a comfortable one, is a prison. Living in the truth, no matter how difficult, is freedom. This is the ultimate destination of your emotional arc. You no longer seek to control her feelings or manipulate the outcome. You seek only to stand in the clear, bright, and sometimes harsh light of reality. You want the truth, because you finally have the inner strength and confidence to handle it. The silent statement, the embodiment of desire. So, what will she say if she wants to sleep with you? After this entire journey, you now understand. The answer is both everything and nothing. She will not say one single, magical phrase. Instead, she will speak a holistic language of desire, and you will now be fluent enough to understand it. You will see it in the way her body opens to you, a physical manifestation of her emotional yes. You will feel it in the way she mirrors your joy and your pain, a sign of deep, neurological rapport. You will recognize it in the brave, tentative gifts of her vulnerability, her trust in your character. You will hear it in the way she begins to say, we, mentally weaving your two stories into one. You will notice it in the way she plants seeds in the future, inviting you to be a part of her timeline. You will feel it in her protective instinct, her fierce loyalty to your well-being. She will not need to say, I want you. Her entire being will be a statement of that desire. And you, in turn, will not be desperately listening for it. You will be calmly observing, feeling, and knowing. Your confidence will not come from her signals will be a response to your confidence. This is the ultimate reversal. You have become the cause, not the effect. You are no longer waiting for her to say something. You are the man who inspires her to feel everything. The transformation. Forget the phrase. Forget the script. The entire search for a secret combination of words was a distraction, a symptom of looking outward for a power that can only be built inward. The confusion, the frustration, the pain of being misunderstood, they were not curses. They were a call. A call to stop decoding women and to start building yourself. The journey was never about learning how to attract her, it was about becoming a man who, by his very nature, is attractive. It was about forging a core of self-respect so solid that it becomes its own source of gravity. It was about trading the desperate need for validation for a quiet commitment to your own purpose. You thought you were looking for a key to her bedroom, but you were being guided to find the key to your own kingdom. When you build that kingdom, with integrity, discipline, and a passion for your own life, you will find that you no longer worry about who wants to visit. The question is no longer what she will say to you. The only question that matters is what you will say to yourself in the silence of the mirror. Stop trying to find the right words to say. Become the man who doesn't need to speak.